Hey folks, my name is Jimgale, Nick Atkinson behind the camera, and we are going to share with you right now what I believe, what I'm positive, that for some of you will be the best business opportunity of your life. Here it is. It's called the Permacube and the Permacube Revolution. The Permacube is the most efficient and diversified food, water, and energy production system ever assembled. Why is it very important? Why is it being called one of the world's most important products right now? Well, because the world's a mess in a lot of areas. But we got the answer to that. The answer is decentralized local food production. And we've got the most efficient product for that ever created. And by the way, if you hear that noise in the background, that's my motivation. That's my daughter having fun. That's one of our primary motivations for this business, is a future for our grandkids and beyond. Here are the top 10 reasons why the Permacube dealership model might be the best thing you could ever do as far as a business or career. Number one, it's incredibly profitable. The Permacube is a non-foundational, temporary structure that can be placed on any busy street corner with a sign that says open house from, let's say, 7 to 10 in the morning. The system, with one sale a week, will earn you over $125,000 a year. And guess what? You don't have to work it full time. All right. So number one is cash flow. That's got to be the foundation of every business, because without that, it's not sustainable and you're done. All right. That's huge. You got to work it like a business. In fact, just lately, we went to a few different areas and we talked about this business, and they all loved it, and they can't wait for us to get flyers and posters in their shops so they can send us referrals and get a little referral fee, because the system itself creates enough food value in 1 year to pay itself off. So you can feel great because your consumer, your buyer, is getting an incredible value in their purchase. Number two, it's trending in the right direction. It's organic food production, and it's food security, and it's local food production. All of these things are incredibly important to our world right now. If you want to look at the charts on the organic food industry, it is skyrocketing. In fact, it's said to be, I think, $44 billion, up about 14% a year. I've seen between 14 and 18. That's a good trend. On top of that, this brings food production back home, and it creates what's called food security. Do you know where your meals are coming from if the system goes to heck? Do you know what's in the foods you're eating? This system solves all of those problems. Number three, no employees. You can run this system by yourself on 3 hours a day. The rest of the time would be doing demonstrations and would be selling and taking orders and doing follow-up. In fact, we've created a structure, a model, whereby you can have business hours, let's say on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 to 10, and maybe on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from, let's say, 4 to 7 at night. That way you can capture everybody in your area, and you can have a sign on there saying, please call if you want a special appointment, if you're interested in a purchase, and so on. All right, so those three things are huge. Number four is the low cost of operations. All right, with having no employees, basically your costs of operation are the drive to and from. And once you buy seeds and you continue to replenish and bring some of the plants to what they call seed, you can continuously produce your own seeds and your own abundance. Number five, you can get an incredible location at a rent that will blow your mind. In other words, a lease, or I would not suggest a purchase right now, because a lot of people that are very smart think real estate is at a bubble again. But if you've got some land that's high visibility, or if you do want to purchase some land, that's up to you. Otherwise, here's what I did lately. We walked into a few different areas, including some churches, and we knocked on the door and talked to the people in the church and the business owners and said, what do you think of us putting a Permacube, which is a temporary structure, on this corner, which is super high visibility? Guess what the cost of rent is? Zero. They love it because it's a benefit in so many other ways. Now, we are going to donate some of the food that's produced to the church in one case, and in other cases to the owners of the properties. But we're talking an actual out of pocket of $0 to maybe $200 a month. Now, if you're gonna own a franchise that can make between $100,000 and $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a year, what do you think that franchise is gonna run you in rent? Check out the Subways and the Quiznos and the Domino's and all those. The cost, the average return on investment is 3 to 5 years on those things. And the average lease is between $1,200 and $5,000 a month. Now, number 6, local food security. What is that one? 5 days a week, we do trainings. Every Permacube dealership owner will do a training, and they will train the residents who come. It'll be free, and it'll be training on organic gardening techniques, on permaculture ideas and principles and design. There'll be training on how to harvest and purify water, on how to use compost, and all of the things that create self-reliance. Imagine how cool that'll be if your local community becomes self-reliant. I tell you what, the local and community and global benefits of something like that are astronomical. Number 7, imagine a business that can have 0 sales and still be beneficial, actually still make you some money. That doesn't even make sense. You're thinking that's stupid, that's impossible. I'm gonna shut off the video right now because now you've blown my mind too much and I can't listen anymore. Well, guess what? This system by itself, without any sales, will produce between $1,200 and $2,000 worth of organic food, purified water, dehydrated products, mushrooms, chicken, eggs, fish, whatever you decide per month. So that's epic. So you can have 0 sales and still create that much in value, actual organic food value per month. Now, yeah, you could either use it to wipe out your own grocery bill or you could sell the produce. That's the worst case scenario as long as you spend the 30, 40 minutes a day that it takes to run the system. That's awesome by itself. Right? And what are the health benefits of that? What are the benefits of the social and ecological benefits of that? Growing your own. There's no transport cost. There's no transport cost to the ecology where, like in Minnesota, something is growing in Mexico or Chile and gets shipped up to Minnesota. What are the pesticide costs to the soil, the poisons in the soil? There's a million benefits to that. Growing locally. And so just on that alone, you make enough to make it worth it. Number 8, the neighborhood benefits, the community benefits, which I alluded to. Now, you now become known as the expert in your area for all things sustainable and self-reliant. Now, yeah, you've got some training to do, but guess what? It's not as hard as you think. There are tons of resources online. Infinite resources with permaculture and gardening and organics. Most people really don't know this stuff anymore. Most people forgot this stuff. So by becoming the expert, you literally might become the most important person in your community if times get tough. If there is a collapse, you might be the person everybody looks to say, how do we create local food security? Right? That's absolutely huge. And there's so many other benefits that we already alluded to. Number 10, it feels absolutely awesome to promote global food security for our grandkids and beyond. It just feels good. In other words, it's a win-win in every way. It's a win-win all the way from finances to ecology, socially, and by every way it's a win. And I know this, I've spoken to so many people about this already, and I'll tell you what, I'm absolutely convinced that these radio show hosts that introduced me and the Permacube as the world's most important product, they were right. Let's change the world. Let's bring food security back home. Let's decentralize food production. Let's stop the spraying and the use of poisons to grow our food. Man, I got so excited I forgot number 9. The number 9 most important reason to own a Permacube franchise is the residual income stream potential. There are so many residual incomes that can be had. Parts, the nutrients for the grow towers, the consulting that'll come from setting people up with, let's say, permaculture designers and edible landscape creators. There are the lists of people that you gather who come in and write their emails down. You keep those lists. and then you can market products, self-reliance products to those people, which is incredibly valuable to them and to you. So there are a ton, and I haven't even thought of most of them yet, I'm sure, of ways to create ongoing residual income on every sale and to have repeat buyers. That's a big one. I don't want to miss that one, so there you go. And by the way, if you like what we're doing, this has to be a grassroots effort. It has to come from a decentralized mentality. In other words, like us, share these videos, tell your friends about it, join the Permacube revolution, and let's change the world.